Hello, my name is Musonda Mulunduch Pampata, and today I want to speak about how the doctors, being psychiatrists and psychologists, have some kind of positive impact in the lives of those of us suffering from various forms of depression. And in my case, it's bipolar 1. There is something that happens to me basically when I'm going through psychosis, which is a form of relapse that happens, and that is I tend to see people, and when I say see people, I'm saying the people that are physically there tend to look like people that I knew um, in my past, whether they're still alive or they've passed away, and then that confuses me quite a lot. So basically, what happens is that I would see somebody, maybe a relative of mine that just passed away. Then I'd look at somebody that looks similar to them, and in my mind, it would register that that person has come back, in a different form. Obviously, with listening to things like reincarnation and things like that, but then they seem to come back in a form where they are looking like they were, before they went. So, these are the kind of insights that we have as patients. But the point of this video is not for me to dwell on that. I wanted to basically talk about how I'd basically like to have some form of maybe a career or a deeper understanding as to how the psychiatrists and the psychologists see things, how what education they have about what we go through, how they see us as patients, so that maybe I can try and understand it from a different angle. And the only reason I'm even thinking this way is because what happens to me really is when I'm in minor psychosis, I tend to keep very quiet, and I don't speak too much. And if I'm spending time with my brother, which I enjoy doing, he would ask me what's going on, because obviously he can see that I'm not in the moment, I'm somewhere else. So when that happens, I'm uncomfortable, first of all, opening up about it, because my mind is racing and I'm not too sure how he's going to take what I'm going to say. So I carefully try to put my thoughts together, and then I explain. So what typically happened yesterday was I had drifted whilst we were together, and he asked me what I was thinking about. So that's when I explained to him how basically when you're in psychosis, your mind works in parallels, and that there's positive aspects to the disorder. And I would like for there maybe to be hope for us to be given some kind of medication that removes the negative aspects of our condition and keeps the positive attributes of it, so that we can function at an optimum. Because basically what happens is our minds race, and therefore our brains are able to grasp things. We can read a lot more than we normally do. We can store a lot more than we normally do, and we can then articulate what it is that we have consumed, be it reading material, depending on what we feel passionate about at the time. So I try to put it in as simple as possible way for him to understand, and I explained to him that how I do sort of go through situations where, whilst all the other things are going on, because there's a lot of things happening in your mind at the same time. And I was basically explaining to him that I'm trying, now that I'm feeling better, to slow down the thoughts that I get, and to try and dissect each and every one of the thoughts, to understand each string of it, so that should I be in that situation again, I may be able to experience this without so much confusion, and maybe to be able to store some of the less positive aspects of it. Well, obviously, if you're going through it and you're trying to explain to somebody that's never really experienced it, it might sound a bit strange. So, but he's got a very objective mind, and he thinks logically, and he doesn't suffer from this condition. But so his response is based on a person that would just look at things from a different angle, and he's basically the one that encouraged me to say, don't try and do this thing on your own. Try and work it with professionals as well. And at first I sort of took offense by it, thinking, is he doubting my ability? Because everyone's got an ego, and we need to go past that in order for us to see sense in what we're being told. This is probably why I've had maybe some problems in the past listening to what the psychiatrist has said, because in my mind they don't understand what's going on, and as professional as they are, I'm not taking it too seriously. But when it came to a situation, I was listening and watching the videos of Sean Blackwell, who was saying what I wanted to hear. I took to him very quickly, because he was thinking like I was thinking. He was a patient like I am, and he had gone against what I believed. But in the one instance, he was saying, you need to wean yourself off medication, but you need to get off it. And the other one, on the other hand, on one of his videos, he would say, you can just get off them completely. And in the past, I had done that without any problem. But then, on the last attempt, I think I was too heavily medicated for me to just go off them like that. So, the consequences were quite fatal. One of the worst relapses I've ever had, that lasted not hours but days, and it wasn't pretty at all. So it was from there that I literally just slumped, and I went through my 5 months of depression, and eventually I met up with a group that's called SADAG, and we meet, and at least that's helped me a lot, because we get to share our experiences. You get to hear people that are going through a lot worse than you are, so you appreciate yourself a bit more, and you encourage others as well. And so I'm thinking I want to spend a bit of time with people like psychologists and psychiatrists, just so that I can get their perspective and respect their perspective, and try and bring it together. I think I'll learn a lot from that. So I just needed to share that, and sadly the awareness, like I said, is not so good, and a lot of people don't appreciate what we go through, and they basically don't understand. But then we'll keep trying to do what we can, and hopefully save some people from pain, and get them to function like everybody else can. I just want to thank you for listening, and probably do another video sometime soon. Thank you.